Hey, everybody, welcome to Black Spring Live. Hope everybody's doing well on your Sunday night. And I'll be happy to get going here with you in just a second. This is going to be a bit of a chill stream. So you're welcome to come in. And as long as you're bringing good energy and positive vibes, you will be just fine. Also, like for everybody to please observe the chat rules if you haven't had a chance to do so, and you can find those in the community chat page. So if you'll hop on to the community chat page, there you will find other. Hi, Imperial H, how are you doing? How are you doing? Let's see. This is just an 11th hour chat. It's actually not going to last very long. I just thought I'd just come in for a bit rather than not coming in at all. And actually tomorrow I will announce the winners of the playlist of the week. So I've decided to do two playlists of the week. So it'll be I'll select two subscribers and I will announce those on tomorrow as to who is actually running, whose playlist I'm actually going to run. So we'll go over that tomorrow. That's an incentive that I'm offering to subscribers on this channel. So shout out to Simply a Sweetheart. Thank you for coming in. Like I said, this is going to be a short stream. Bit of a short stream this evening. Well, it depending on where you are, it might be morning, but around here, it's still Sunday night. So yep. How's everybody doing tonight? Have a good weekend. Let me see. And I thought I might open up with a bit of a quote. I don't know. Chrysler, did you catch any, were there by chance any protest in your area? Hi, Rick Bo Rides. You said, yeah, it's only 10:15. Yeah, it's only, I know. I'm usually winding down most of the time. But yeah. So speaking of, did you? And I don't know. You can answer or you can decline to answer. But did you, by chance, attend any of the protests? Because I think we've had at least. I know that SoCal has been doing quite a few. I think they started on Saturday, and then there was at least one this morning. But I do believe that I think LA is going to pick up. It's going to pick up one, I think, even at their city hall. And I think they're doing everything they can to, to keep they're doing everything they can to do this in a civil disobedience kind of way. I mean, I hope it goes well for them. Because the stats they are not very good at all. Okay, you said you don't know of any. Yeah, I mean, I think it got, I think because I'm on Instagram a little bit, that they have, because I'm on Instagram a little bit, they have, I think there's even some people that actually kind of arrange things and kind of blast things out. Let's see. Simply a Sweetheart. Been up with my schizophrenic BF, having a long night. Oh, hang in there. Let's see. And I don't know, Simply Sweetheart, I might be just a little bit tired. I was just trying to get in a few minutes because I didn't start earlier today. I just couldn't quite get it together today. Chrysler says, I'm still waiting to hear if they're going to have it at a state capitol. Now that is what, I'd love to hear about that. I think it's gonna grow. As I still think we're not hearing what we need to hear, and we haven't. I think he did like this whole Newsom did a whole nothing burger meeting. About 30 minutes of nothingness. Like, you call that framework? It's not framework. You're basically filibustering. Basically, I guess talking, short of, talking about, humanity, just humanity in general, it's also it's worse than disappointing that we have, of course, Congress, the lip service Congress, they're all on vacation, I believe. Something crazy. Let's see. Simply a Sweetheart says, I haven't seen any protests lately. Chrysler says, because you don't live that far from the state capitol. Wow, nice. I'm sure you'll get footage, some good footage. Some good footage if you did. Let's see. Simply Sweetheart says, I heard around the world that there has been protests, though, about the shelter-in-place laws. People want to go back to work. Yeah, well, I think it's I think the people want, we want the right. First, we need, but I don't think we got what we needed from the beginning. So it's really hard to feel comfortable with what we have. And then, not only, when people talk about numbers, that don't quite add up. We've got, they stockpiled all, these huge numbers. Hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people. That's a pretty big number, a pretty big change from what, if we're at flatten the curve status, it's what, maybe roughly we're under 70,000. And then we don't get like we don't get like a composite. We don't get breakdowns. I don't think we get breakdowns. You don't get the different levels. You don't get recovery. You don't get, deaths. You don't get all of that, along with, you don't get all of the numbers, I think, in the stats that they run. Or either you'll get, even, you'll have people from the healthcare, people that actually work in the healthcare industry, tell you not to go. If you got anything going on, don't go over there. Don't go to that ER, because if you do, you're going to be painted with the same brush as people. They're going to paint you with the pandemic. In fact, I had a firsthand account of someone saying, people canceled appointments. People from like cardiovascular issues, they ended up canceling appointments, and then when they ended up going to ER, they labeled them as pandemic patients. So that's pretty telling to me, and I didn't even ask. So, people are volunteering this information at this point, and they just want, you want some kind of transparency, because we didn't really have it, I don't think, from the beginning. And then we've had the professionals stand up there and say that that's what they were doing. And initially they were just labeling, everybody with the pandemic from, on the initials, when they didn't have the testing and these other mitigation, elements. But yeah, because like LA, they're pretty high. I think they're all the people, like quite a few people in LA are really suffering. I mean, they're the people that aren't affected by it or are standing in food bank lines. Um, we had Snapzilla on the other day. He said there's a line of 2 miles, 2 miles, 2 mile long food bank line. And we don't know how these people were doing, of course, financially prior to this, but if you were already like a paycheck away, then where does that leave you now? Um, yeah, I would hate to see any fatalities, because I know people that were affected have been affected by it, but then there's the other coin. There's effects in other ways. Hi, D9. Hi, Rick Bo Rides. Rick Bo Rides says all people that die now, they say it was from C-19. Yeah, I've heard that. And without even testing, I saw an account of that from somebody else. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I had a loss at the beginning of this year, and I would rather my person still be here, but I certainly wouldn't have been happy if he had to deal with the standard of with the lack of trust that's going on right now. I'm saying, it's one thing we have to get the trust back in the government, but then you can't get it now. What do you need for the medical community? Is anybody going to trust diagnosis? I mean, many people were skeptical anyway. It's not exactly free market to begin with. So yeah, that's, I can't be a drooling minion. I have to look at both sides. Yeah, let's see. Thanks everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. Just FYI for anybody that's just coming in, tomorrow I will be just a bit of a slight incentive for this channel. I know I'm not at monetization, and this is a tiny YouTube channel, but there's going to be, let's see, I can just share the screen with you. It's the application window. I want to share the screen with you from just something that I'm adding to the, I'm going to be adding a playlist of the week. And that's based on, of course, people coming in. I know we all come in whenever we can. But of course, there's going to be an incentive, because every Monday I'm going to be announcing the playlist of the week. And that will usually be 2 subscribers that I will choose. And I will tell you that tomorrow. And I'll also tell you the criteria. It's going to be pretty straightforward. And it's also going to be, I think, basically on Mondays. I'll announce Monday, and then I'll start the next week by announcing the next Monday. Monday to Monday. We'll start out this week with 2 subscribers, and then the next Monday we'll have 2 more subscribers. So it's going to depend on you. Actually, it'll just depend on your frequenting the actual site. So there's not a penalty, but it's just going to work out who's coming in. And that's just, me kind of giving back to those that actually come into the stream. And I'll usually announce those people at the beginning of the stream. And I think what that does is, there's this thing called watch hours that I learned about. And, I've watched other people's playlist before, just before I even became involved in Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube. Get on the right social media platform. Okay, I'm on YouTube. So I just wanted to pull up the flyer. I had it out and then I closed it. So I will show it to you. So yeah, I will show it to you. I'm going to share the screen. Just 1 second here. I'm going to share it. So, okay. So this screen, as you can see, you'll see this is going to be the format of just the regular stream. Now, this is not, I'm not saying that's the one that's for tomorrow with the time on it, but this one, it'll start out with Autumn's analysis, and then you'll have shout outs, and then you'll have the community commentary, and then you'll have the playlist of the week, and then the last call. So the last call that'll be the last opportunity to either, hop on to the stream or hop onto the actual stream. And then we may even close that out with the last call is probably going to close out with, a little bit of music or something like that. So that's going to be the structure of the regular live streams. Now, hopefully I will be, that I will have a guest on. And when we have a guest, I'll probably just replace one of those components. Or either I'll just shrink. They'll be incorporated into, like, after the shout outs, I will introduce the guest or the contributor between shout outs and community commentary. And then, of course, during that show, basically on Mondays at the start of the week, the first live stream of the week will have the playlist of the week announcement in it. So whichever day, I'm thinking it's going to be Mondays. Mondays, I announce the playlist of the week starting tomorrow. So if you're coming in, you'll see and you'll kind of know what we're doing, and you'll be able to tell what we're doing whenever you come in, because this is already, I think, posted in the community page. So yeah, so appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. This is a very short impromptu stream. Actually, I will put the link out here just for a second. I didn't want to go too far, but just in case somebody wants to come on, you're welcome to do that. And as I was saying earlier, I don't mean to be a narc about chat rules, but those rules are the rules of engagement were there for a reason. So if you need to view those, then you can do that. Because of course I think we had our first, what do you want to call it? I guess you can call them a troll, or our first troll came in on one of the streams during the weekend. And of course, those won't be tolerated. No bullying, no campaigns, no any of that. Any promotion of anything without the channel approval is null and void. And so the only thing I'm asking, maybe you get a warning. You get two warnings, and then you're out. So that's just the way that'll go. But you're welcome to connect when this is not, like, we don't have a guest at this time. You're welcome to do some connecting with each other, but just kind of keep it, don't drop a whole bunch of, don't spam the chat. When we're on a chill chat, all I'm asking is you don't spam it and you follow the rules. So with that said, I'll go ahead and do a bit of a shout out. And once again, let's see. So shout out to Chrysler Imperial H and Simply a Sweetheart and Rick Bowes Rides. And see, we have D9. Who else do we have? And that's it for so far. So thanks so much for you guys coming in, and I will stop sharing this screen. Let's see. So yeah, So that's just how it's going to go. Like I said, I didn't really have an exact plan for this show, but it's always nice to connect. Let's see, we'll have a little bit of music here, and then let's see, we'll close out probably at maybe about 40 after. It's like another 9-10 minutes is what we'll do. If you guys have anything you want to contribute before then, just let me know. Let's see. All right, my playlist is a little bit wonky today. Yeah, that's not the one. Okay. Okay. So that was the DeLong incident. And that comes from, it's actually a part of maybe the YouTube collection of royalty free, if I can say that. It's a collection of royalty free music that the YouTube is offering. So I don't know, maybe you can go on and check it out for yourself. But actually, I can actually close this stream out with a bit of something that comes from maybe a highlighting quote from our On Tyranny. Okay, and it's one of the ones that we did earlier this week. Let's see. All right, so this is what we're seeing right now. So I think it's a great example of, I think this is pretty exemplary, and I think this is what the country was. We've had a lot of people that have been exemplary of this entire kind of mantra, and it is. Let's see. I guess I can share the screen here. Application. Some Chrome. Oh no. Okay. So the just give you the excerpt here. We explored it a little bit this week. And it's called Lesson Number 8 from On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder. And it's entitled Stand Out. Someone has to. It is easy to follow along. It can feel strange to do or say something different. But without that unease, there is no freedom. Remember Rosa Parks. The moment you set an example, the spell of the status quo is broken and others will follow. So I thought that was pretty, that comes from Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny. That's lesson number 8. And I think the time that we are in this tumultuous time and times of despair and, in terms of a word of encouragement is always helpful. So with that said, I thought we might get into a little bit of stand out. And that's what you're seeing in the protests that are starting to pop up. Americans from all convictions are coming out to say, hey, I don't think this is acceptable. And, you got a lot of closet, I don't know whether you want to call them liberals or progressives, or you got a lot of closet people that agree, but because of the establishment, they would rather be a closet and sit on the sidelines than to say something or do anything that they think is going to make the current president, Donald Trump, look good or make it appear that they are supporting him. I mean, they can't even, on the left, you can't even support America, as it seems, or many of them think so, that they can't do that without being persecuted or some useless name or emotional rant or attack they're going to be met with if they do that. So, but I mean, I was happy to see in some of the recent protests that you have people of the independent persuasion, or whether they were Democrats or whether they were Republicans, they all came out, to say, hey, let's end this, or or what's the alternative? What's the alternative to crush the economy? And so with that said, I've got 25 seconds and we will end this stream, and I will return tomorrow at an earlier time. I'd like to thank everybody that came in for this brief Black Spring Live. Rick Bose Rides, D9, Simply a Sweetheart, Chrysler Imperial H, thank you for working so hard. You were very loyal to Black Spring. And we had one other person in, or I think maybe that's it. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me on this segment of Black Spring Live. Have a great start of your week.